Friends, good morning. Welcome back to Healthy Life with Michelle. We are doing this video today on how to Sabbath. So as you can see, I started my day kind of slow, as I usually do, you know, Bible reading, all the things, and I put my hair in these braids, and now we are going on a hike, which is something that I do on and off here on my Sabbath, just little things that I don't have to like do all the makeup and anything. Like, I'm just kind of able to rest. I mean, it's nature. So come along with me on my hike. I'm really excited. We're taking on Camelback, which is a really big mountain out this way, and there's two different trails. So we're going to take the one with the lesser elevation, but it's still a lot of elevation. So I'm kind of nervous, but I am prayed up, so I'm excited. All right, friends, back from the hike. It was not easy. Went off and got a smoothie afterwards with some collagen powder added and a vitamin B12 boost, a couple boosters. It's an acai berry smoothie. So that's basically all I've had to eat today. I mean, I had my little shot of coffee with collagen powder in it, but I haven't like had food. So the smoothie, I guess, is the next best thing, but I haven't really been hungry. It is still the AM. We left at like 9:30. So now I'm probably just gonna eat something really light and then lunch later, but this is my Sabbath day, so come along with me. right, so now it's time for like a breakfast lunch deal, brunch, if you will. I prepared these raspberry chia puddings just the day before, and so what it is frozen raspberries I had on hand, blended it up with some almond milk, and I added some collagen powder to the mix as well. And then with that, I put 3 tablespoons of chia seeds into each little mini mason jar, and stirred it up and let those set overnight. I think I did add a little bit of stevia to it as well, just so it was like a little bit sweeter. But so they're all set overnight, so it gets harder. And now I'm just chopping up some fresh strawberries to put on the top of my raspberry chia pudding. That is fairly healthy, not super heavy, kind of a light lunch, because after my hike I'm not starving, but I know I need to eat something for lunchtime since I just had a smoothie for the day. So this is just giving you guys a full realistic idea of just like taking care of yourself, like eating well, taking the day slow and just spending it with the Lord. Oh, and then I added some dark chocolate chunks to the top as well for a little bit of a contrast flavor. So super good, super filling. You guys have to try this though, seriously. The only thing that would make this moment even better is having a little Nespresso coffee, because believe it or not, we have done all of this running around this morning and it's not even 11 yet. It's like 10:59, but it's I think it's still prime coffee time. And I just had a little spot of coffee this morning, so I'm gonna do one of these little, you know, Verturo espresso shots pods. So here we go. And I'm using my fancy mug. I have to pull this thing out, take this guy out, pull this thing out for it to have room. Excuse my mess. I've got my cutting boards drying over there on the drying rack. And then I just bought all these pods, and I have yet to invest in one of those pod holders, which sits under the machine. I think I'm gonna do that because I feel like that would be really helpful. And I just don't have the cabinet space for all of my powder. So I recently got this. It's 50% off, which was really cool. It's a protein powder, which I'm not a big fan of protein powder, but this one was matcha flavored, and it has prebiotics and probiotics, which are really good for your gut, things that I need more of. So, and it's so good. I've had it multiple times. It's so good. And then my favorite protein powder, if you guys don't already know, I've talked about this so many times. I have a whole video on all the different protein powders I've tried, and I've even tried more since then, but Vital Proteins is my favorite. Honestly, there is a really good brand by Trader Joe's, like the Trader Joe's brand. It's a green canister. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was a close second, and it blended well into my coffee. It didn't make like a weird texture. It almost blended in better or quicker than the Vital Proteins, and it was like $10.99 or $11.99 or something, whereas this guy is like 20 bucks, and it was like roughly the same size. I think it was like an 8-ounce thing. I'm not really sure, but it was roughly the same size. But it was like so much cheaper, and I was like, oh my gosh, I found a new replacement. And I did it for like 3 weeks to a month, and I started noticing that my joints started feeling weird, which is, you know, collagen is supposed to help your joints and things like that. And I've never felt my joints before. I don't think I'm quite to that age yet. So I was like, all right, going back to Vital Proteins. I don't really like this. I've given it a good month. And then this is my Magnesium Calm supplement. It's raspberry lemon flavor. I love this stuff, and I've had it for so long because you're only supposed to use like, I think, 1/4 teaspoon at a time, and then you can kind of like build up as you go. 1/2 teaspoon, and then you can gradually increase to 2 teaspoons. So right now I'm just using 1/2 teaspoon and a teensy bit of water, and it just fizzes up when you mix it with like slightly warm water. And yeah, I actually feel like I do sleep better whenever I use Calm, because fun statistic, I took a nutrition class. I'm gonna do a little bit more of this. You just press the button one more time. Fun fact, I took a nutrition class, and like 90% of the United States is magnesium deficient. So magnesium has a lot more benefits than just keeping you calm and helping you sleep. Like, it really does help with like neurological things and all of that. But here we go. We're gonna add a little bit more collagen powder. I did have collagen in my smoothie this morning, and it was specifically, they had on the list that it was a Vital Proteins collagen powder, but we're gonna do just a little bit more just because I like feeling like my coffee is healthy. And then I've been using the stevia liquid drops from Trader Joe's. So it's actually been little bit nicer than the powder stevia, and it's cheaper. I think this bad boy is, doing this with one hand because I'm holding my camera in the other, $6.99, whereas the powder is $10.99. So I'm like, okay. And the liquid does go in really well, and you don't really need very much, because if you don't know much about stevia, a little goes a long way. And I don't like sugar, so I don't do sugar in my coffee ever. I just do like basically black coffee with stevia, and I guess it's an acquired taste. I always tell people, I think when I was in Australia is when I got black coffee savvy, because so many people just would bring their French presses, and they called them plungers. That's what Australians call French presses, fun fact. And all we had was black coffee with some sugar, and I just got really acquired to it. And a good roast, you can do black, and so that's why I'm really picky with which ones of these I buy from the Nespresso store. All right, let's get that collagen. Do you see how like determined I am to not use a spoon? I'll stir it in because it was just a little espresso shot. Cheers, friends. To a Sabbath Saturday. This stuff feels so good. After setting the ambiance for the room with my salt lamp, let me tell you about this book, The Circle Maker. We are reading it with my small group that I lead on Sundays, and I need to get finished with my reading before tomorrow, where we're going to discuss this. But I have read this at least 3 times before, and every time I get so much out of it. All that purple underlining is me. Highly recommend you guys check it out if you haven't. It's going to change your prayer life. It's going to encourage you to pray bigger, more God-requiring prayers and more specific prayers, like and circling things in prayer, you know, like the walls of Jericho, and circling them physically as well as circling them just in prayer in general. It's just going to radically change your prayer life. Highly recommend checking that out. That is my tip for the day. But now it looks like it is time to wash out the deep conditioner that I have had setting in my hair. This Sabbath day is just the time to do those extra little things, taking care of myself, feeling good about myself, pampering myself a little bit even, you know, those extra over-the-top things, like deep conditioning, doing nails, things like that. That's what I do today. But this stuff, I bought like a sample size from Sally's just because I was coloring my hair recently, but I think I'm going to buy the full jar next time I go back, because this stuff makes my hair so soft. And it makes my curls crazy, which I don't usually wear my hair curly, but I can tell it's just so moisturizing that my hair is so happy with me after I use it. So I showed you guys the front package in the beginning, so you guys can check it out. I get it from Sally Beauty Supply. Right, and another step of setting the ambiance or the environment for relaxation is using my essential oils diffuser. If you haven't already heard me talk about cedarwood, there's this whole biblical history of, you know, the Lord telling Noah how to build the ark, and he told him to use a certain type of wood, gopher wood, which is translated to cedar wood, which is believed to keep the animals calm in the ark. I mean, I believe the Holy Spirit was there as well, but I do believe that there was purpose and design behind why God had Noah build it the way he did with that type of wood. And cedar wood and essential oils it's like this clean smell. It does create an environment of relaxation. I love the smell of cedar wood in my diffuser, and so that's why I use it. And I like to change the color to the one color diffuser. It's less distracting and just a nice calm ambiance for the day of Sabbath. And I got hungry and I just made this dinner, and I didn't even film most of it, but it's basically gluten-free pasta with like a buttery chicken broth sauce with spinach, shrimp, and some green onions, lots of salt, and so tasty. And then Sabbath day, letting myself enjoy myself and watch a movie. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers was the pick of tonight. I had to rent it, but so worth it. Just such a classic. If you haven't watched old movies, you are highly, highly missing out. So highly recommend Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. I made some organic peppermint tea as well after dinner to settle my tummy, digest my food while watching a good movie is the most relaxing. So pleased with today. Hey friends, I forgot to record my outro video yesterday. Today is Sunday, it's after church, taking off my contacts and my eyelashes and all the things, so I'm ready to relax and just kind of sit and enjoy myself. But for the most part, I covered a pretty basic Sabbath rest day for me. A little bit of energy given and then a little bit of fun. And just relaxation and giving it time with the Lord and soaking in all the good stuff. So if you want to comment below anything that you specifically like to do on your Sabbath days, I'd love to hear it. And also be sure to like this video so that I know what kind of content you guys like to see. And praying for you guys always. I can't wait to see you guys next week on my next video. Bye for now.